of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry, has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL Draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL Draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL Draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. With another year of Essendon cap Nixon fine.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Icon Park. Start of preliminary final number 2 is Gippsland in the traditional blue, red and white. It is Oakley in their alternative strip of white with the white nicks.
I think it's a good call, Crooksy, because
It would have been
both
pretty hard to tell them
predominant
apart.
blue. and
Dersma with the free.
Dersma in the middle of the ground, going to chip it sideways, and he's got it out wide, and they'll attack through Connolly. Chip it forward, back to Dersma, getting involved. Classy mover. Kicks to the 50. Intercepted by Quaynor. He got a bit of a high one. Gee, they look a bit different in the white strip, Oakley.
Who's your tip for this game, Rick?
Went for Oakley. I love some of these power boys, all the same. Love watching them. Slapped out the back. Trying to break away there for Gippsland. They'll get a kick into the forward 50. Up they go. Oh, Flanders pushed them out. The umpire was onto it. And a free kick going Oakley's way. Be taken this time in the back pocket by Westwood. They get into trouble.
Good pressure.
Little handball, Bianco over the top. Good pressure worked out by Hodge. Kicks it to the square. Over the top, too many charges here. Coming through, they'll defend and kick long towards the outer side. Nice mark, Whitehead out in front. Dangerous forward. Whitehead kicks up down the line. Good delivery. Taken this time by Henkel. Well, they work it to the front. Over the back. Kick towards goal. Dribbler through for a behind.
Fair attempt. Fair shot on goal.
Good movement there by the Power. They used it well. They didn't blaze away. Sorry, the Oakley.
Yeah, the Chargers
Trying
are...
to work out these jumpers. And Rao will intercept. He'll go for goal. Runs to 30 and puts it through for an AFL Draft Central goal of the day. Matthew Rao, been a good player all year, puts it through. And that is the first goal of the game. Oakley, 1 goal straight, 6 to the Power, 1 behind. And we are 4 minutes into this first quarter on the Technica time clock.
Costly error from the Gippsland Power there allowed the Oakley Chargers to pounce and kick the first goal of the game through Matthew Rowell. He's been really impressive all year. He's a bottom-age player. Very good last week against the Western Jets.
So, little kick out. Bianco barging through. Shark that time, Sarong. Again, Oakley get numbers around the ball. This time taken away by Neocleus, and they'll get it forward, Gippsland, down towards half forward. Gown, the target. He goes over the top, crashes through, try and pick it up. He kicks towards full forward. It's gone over the top, and it bounces and just gets held up at the last minute. Keenor to clear. Takes a bounce, kicks to the outer side. Wing. Over the back it goes. McGannon slipped over. They can't break away just yet. Good numbers around the footy. And all held up. There'll be a ball up, outer side wing.
Hot start to the game, and a familiar sight, Isaac Keenor running down the outer side wing.
We're on the outer side of the ground, city side. Free kick. And he's got to go on his angle, Rick.
Your favourite, Crooksy?
It is. That is big Henkel. Kicks to half forward. Gippsland looking for Noah Gown. He's worked underneath the footy. Oakley look to clear. Beck comes in to apply the pressure. They've got a bit of space. The race is on. Dersma hassling, harassing. Eventually slammed in there by Caleb Sarong, and the ball's over the boundary line and out of bounds. Matthew Rowell, the goal kicker for the Oakley Chargers. They lead 1-1. Gippsland yet to score. Pardon me. as the umpire will come in and ball this up. We're between the centre square and the interchange bench. Centre wing, northern side of Icon Park. Grey skies above. Good work by Collier Dawkins. He gets it across to Rowell. Now it's O'Neill in the middle, intercepted, Gippsland. They get it back. Oakley, dispossessed. Tough footy. The ball spits out to Beck. Beck by hand. Gets it across to Smith. Smith goes to half forward. Big Noah Gown. He said he kept it in. He's kicked an AFL Draft Central goal of the century, and it doesn't count. That was a great goal. That was a good dribbler, Rick.
Very good.
From 35 or 40 metres out. They're in front of the gymnasium. Bit of protection from the breeze. In she comes. It's tapped down. Quick out for Oakley. Released by hand by Jordan. Now he gets it across to Kelly. Kelly kicks it wide, but Gippsland are in the van through Hurley. Hurley, I'm enjoying calling that name. He's caught, and it's over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Liz Hurley.
Good get, Rick. 6 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Both sides bringing enormous pressure to start this game. It certainly feels like a preliminary final.
Out of side. Henkel taps to the front. They couldn't quite go with it. Kick towards centre half forward here. Paddled forward. Little kick towards the square. Dangerous spot. Here's a go. On the left. Beautiful work, Williams. Dylan Williams, who loves a goal.
Does he ever?
Dribbles it perfectly for a AFL Draft Central goal of the day. Would that be the leader?
So far?
So far there's two. Two to pick from. I didn't see Rowell's.
So 2 goals, 1. Oh, Rouse was a ripper as well through the middle. 2 goals, 1, 13 to no score. Charges with the breeze, getting to an early ascendancy. And how many minutes in? We're about 7 minutes in to the first quarter.
Rick, 7 minutes into this first quarter.
Dylan Williams kicked 6 goals last week as a bottom major, so certainly one to keep an eye on. Huge talent.
Ball in the middle. Stacks on the mill. And the umpire will come in and ball this up again. The old secondary throw up. Tap down. Oakley should be able to clear through Answorth. They go long. Nice little punch deflection there. Clean, but eventually Hurley gets it out. Gippsland on the right boot, intercept. Phillips. He's going to get it across to Basina Valagu, who kicks to the top of the 50 and safe mark on the May West. And this is Answorth?
Yes, it is.
Noah Answorth. He is directly in front. He has the breeze over his shoulders. Distance should not be a problem. He kicks, gives it plenty of height, plenty of direction. That's still going. Noah Answorth, that's his first. That is Gippsland's third. They move on to 3-1-19 on the NG scoreboard. Gippsland are yet to score, and we approach 9 minutes on the Technica time clock.
We just finished calling the Dandenong Stingrays, and the Oakley Chargers are just as impressive as the Stingrays. Last week annihilated the Western Jets and kicked 23 or 24 goals. So they certainly have plenty of avenues to goal, and they're showing that early. Alarm bells already for the Gippsland Power.
Kicking with the breeze, Oakley off to an early lead. They'll get it again. And handball into a contest. Matty Rowell gets it out. Beautiful work. Answorth, the goal kicker, gets it forward. They're back in the square. They've got support through Collier Dawkins, and out wider again, that time through Ayrton Delaney. They'll get it now inside 50 and out of bounds. They couldn't keep it in. Getting all the footy at the moment, Oakley. They are really hammering hard.
44 possessions to 23, so Oakley certainly dominating possession at the moment.
And we'll have another stalemate.
So there's a little bit of weather on its way. Just looking at that, Rick.
Is that
No.
good weather or bad weather?
I think that,
You love a good radar, don't you?
well, it sort of tells the tale, Rick. That's what it's there for. So there's a couple of bands of rain about to descend upon us. So it'd be handy to get a lead early doors.
They're trying to work it out of there again, Oakley. There's a trip. And we'll just, is that Gasper there?
Yes, free
Looks
kick.
like him. Gaspar.
Leading goal kicker in the TAC Cup this year alongside Hudson Garoni and Charlie Wilson.
So Jake, you wouldn't think would have much trouble with the distance. And that's the place to be kicking from today, at 50 metres just on the right of centre. And the breeze will do the rest if you kick it higher. And it'll bring it a little bit right to left. So Gaspar comes in, kicks from 50.
Oh, beautiful kicks.
Lovely kick off, and they're hitting the back of that net halfway up.
Yeah, that's
And
what I like about it.
those kicks are carrying 60 to 65 metres. And a beautiful goal to Gaspar. We know he can kick a goal. And they have moved on to 4 goals straight to 1 behind.
4-1-25, Rick.
4-1.
With Gippsland yet to score.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong score.
Back in the middle. Ball comes out. All Oakley. Beck for Gippsland. They could do with a goal. Keenor intercepts. Oakley charge. They kick to the top of 50 and the man in front
Good mark, good defensive mark.
is taken by Brock Smith. Smith. Just need to settle these boys. Kicks to centre wing. That is as strong a contested mark as you'd want to see. Jack Ross. It's going to be intercepted. Charlie Whitehead. Can't take it. Eventually they work it out, but it's Ross again. That's a lovely handball. They get it across. They go inside 50. And the mark is taken by Zach Hurley. Hurley gets it out wide. Baldy kicks to half forward. They're led to the ball, but can't be taken. And that will be over the boundary line and out of bounds. 25-point lead to the Chargers. 13 minutes into this first quarter.
55 possessions to 27, showing that Oakley is certainly dominating in general play, controlling play.
So Power looking to get their work rate up a bit into the breeze. It's a strong breeze all the same. They'll get used to it in the second quarter. Good work. They worked it around that time, Ayrton Delaney. Now it goes to Golds, who works it down towards half forward and out of bounds it'll go. So they're not panicking here, Oakley. They're just working it around that outer side. I think that's the attacking flank. Rain's coming, I've been informed, and you can see it sweeping across Icon Park in Carlton. But the Power work it away to the outer side. Golds. Oh, they got tackled there. Conley gives it across to Dersma. They dribbled it a bit further afield. Gown handballed out, but it's been sharked by Beck. Well, that player there was Anderson, of course, classy mover. And out of bounds it goes. Still having trouble with the Chargers Guernsey at the moment. Having a white Guernsey on.
They look different, don't they?
Totally different, some of these players. Charlie working it forward. R2. Noah Anderson off the ground. Soccer tactics.
Oh my goodness.
Wowee. And that is an AFL Draft Central goal of the day. There's the leader. Noah Anderson on the left. Boots it in mid-air, through for a goal.
They're kicking goals from absolutely everywhere at the moment.
5-1, 31 to no score. They've got out to a commanding lead with this breeze, Oakley.
15 minutes on the Technica time clock.
Really doing all the right things at the moment. Now Power have got to start getting to the ball first. Up they go. They bring it to ground. Working through. Couldn't quite break away there. The umpire let it go. And we'll have a ball up in the centre square. Tapped nicely. Shark beautifully. Rowbottom gets it out wide. Golds just needs an early bounce, and he does get it. Kicks it out in front, and that ball just skids across the surface. Out of bounds it goes. They're in front of the legend stand, half forward for Oakley, who are getting all of the footy at the minute.
Inside 50s, 8-4. Seems like it's a lot more Oakley of controlled play. Certainly alarm bell time for the Gippsland Power. They've got to get the ball inside 50 and get it out of.
Ball thrown in. Oakley. Ball will be thrown up one more time. They're ready. Good ball up. Oakley, Collier Dawkins is intercepted in the middle of the ground. They're under enormous pressure. Good work by the Mosquito. He kicks out wide. The race is on. The race is on. They're close to the boundary. Oakley get a quick kick in. Jack Ross, the only charger there. Plenty of numbers. Irving Mosquito. Kicks, and Beck on half forward, on centre wing.
Fun fact for the Gippsland Power, we've got two M. McGannons playing. Mason McGannon and Matthew McGannon.
That makes it easy. As if we don't know, as if we have enough trouble as it is. Okay, Rowell for Gippsland. Goes out wide. Basina Valagu. Flies it. Series here at Icon Park. In she comes. Long kick forward by Bianco. Crunch goes the tackle. They're all over this here. The ball's going to go out to Anderson. Could have done a bit better with it, Noah.
Should have went left.
He is through for another behind. 5-2-32, Gippsland yet to score. And time check, 18 minutes in.
They followed on with their ruthless attitude that they showed the Western Jets last week. They are dominating at the moment. Gippsland have to get their hand on the footy.
And they kick it. This ball will carry, and a good spoil there over the line. Difficult conditions for both teams here. You've still got to go in and get the footy. That's the key to it, and that's what Oakley are doing right now. Rainy, sweeping across with this breeze. It might calm the wind down, that's the only thing it might do. And now a kick by Dersma. Shark that time. Ross gets it out. A dribble forward through Golds. Whitehead. Conley just throws it on the boot, and Ross will take the mark. Solid boy. Got a man in around that 50. Just needs a bounce. Sat up nicely. But Gippsland, beautiful work that time by Motton. Crashes through. This will be turned over. Matty Rowell runs to 50, kicks through the footy and hits the post.
Every time Matthew Rowell gets the ball in his hands, you know something exciting is going to happen. He's certainly a prospect to look out for next year. A really classy player. Played quite a few games with Vic Metro this year as well as a bottom age player.
5-3-33. Gippsland yet to score. And that is
just
out of
got to
bounds.
just judge that a bit better, that kick from that angle.
They've got to bunker down. 20 minutes into this first quarter. They wouldn't want to let too many other goals. Kelly caught, dispossessed. That is holding the ball every day of the week as Sam Flanders.
Great tackle.
Sun's out. Not a good kick. Dersma.
Hospital pass.
Ooh, a little bit ginger.
A kick to centre wing. Handball to no one really in particular. Beck gets it out to Flanders. He kicks one round the corner. It becomes a bit of a chaos footy. They're under the pump. They're up to it. The old Charger boys. They get it into Gaspar. He wheels onto the right. Long, searching kick. Bounces inside 50. It's intercepted here for Gippsland by Sparks. He kicks out wide to Henkel. He's going to be tested with the pace, and Rowell wheels around. He's looked for Gaspar, but they got the call of leave it. Now the kick goes inside 50. Intercept mark for Gippsland. They're going to kick out wide. Beck needs a kind bounce. They're closing. Caught. Holding the ball, says the umpire, and Charlie Whitehead will take the resultant free kick.
Good tackle. Interesting, the holding the balls today.
Harsh call.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a lot of prior. Not saying they're not there, but they're up for interpretation.
Yeah, Charlie, the Chargers have got a fan at the back holding up a Charger logo, telling him to aim at that. Tell you what, nah, didn't come back. Through for a behind.
He was another player, Charlie Whitehead, that looked dangerous all day last week when they beat the Western Jets. Gets a couple of goals himself and is always buzzing around that forward line, creating havoc.
The people with the Charger at the back just hitting the seats to put off the fullback. And nice mark there. It's that big Henkel by the look of it. He'll awkwardly kick it towards centre wing. Up they go, Smith spoils. They bring it to ground. Jordan just handballs in hope, really. He went without a Baldy. Play on's a call. They're in the middle of the ground. This will open up for the Chargers if they can get it out. But Mosquito was on the money and kicks it around the corner. Baldy went without it. Collier Dawkins gives it off. They work it wide, outer side. Rowell goes inboard. R2 drops what he should have taken, but butters up, gives it across to Gaspar.
Solid.
Ball was spilt, and a bit of a high tackle to the defender there. And this will go to Sparks. They all want 50 metres, these boys. Anyway,
They're like
goes
West
to the
Coast
outer
supporters.
side. Gown. Just
kick.
dinkies it sidewards. Clever kick off the side of the boot deliberately. And McGannon moves it forward.
Here we
Out
go.
to Big Henkel. What will the big fella do? He'll drive it long. Kicks it up towards full forward. Up they go. Good spoil through the middle. Oh, kick off the mid-air, really. Almost. That could have been, that was a bit like Jack Stevens' attempt there
It was,
earlier.
yeah,
in the year.
yeah, it was. That's the one.
Very similar. We're in the forward pocket. Raw Parade end of the ground. Wraith at the front, taps it down. Quaynor gets it forward, dribbles it around the corner. Should be intercepted this time. And they'll work it inboard. And Loudon takes the mark. He's gone wide with an up and under. Don't see the benefit there, but great mark.
Wow.
I talked too soon.
Vice, is it?
Dersma took the mark, but it was out in the full.
Umpires.
Ruin our fun.
So Bianco kicks to the outer side and was punched out, but the umpire's patting him on the backside. So I'm wondering what that decision is. Pushed in the backside. And it'll be taken by
I'm not going
Robertson. And there is quarter time here at Icon Park in Game 2 of the preliminary finals TAC Cup. And the Gippsland Power haven't scored. They are no score. Using the breeze nicely, Oakley Chargers 5-4-34.
Goal kickers for the Oakley Chargers, 1 apiece to Noah Anderson, Matthew Rowell, Noah Answorth, Dylan Williams and Jake Gaspar, taking a commanding lead into quarter time.
We'll take a break here from Icon Park. It is the Chargers by 34. Dandenong had a big win over the Sandringham Dragons, and they're already through to the grand final next Saturday here. TAC Cup Radio live streaming through the TAC Cup website.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL Draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL Draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL Draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Icon Park.
Couple of minutes.
And it is quarter time, 5-4-34 to no score to the Gippsland Power. Ricky, you're down on the ground. I can't see where you are.
Yeah, I'm in the huddle here at Oakley.
Okay.
And yeah, it is strong, this breeze. I know we've talked about it quite often today. Just hang on.
No worries.
Well,
You want to go
Rick's
through some stats? Yeah?
chasing up an interview. One of
Crooksy, I've got Matt Brewer here, one of the coaches here for Oakley Chargers. Matt, you had the nice breeze. It's a strong wind down here. You used it beautifully, but you also won the contested ball.
Yeah, that's one of our main things that we're looking through with our midfield groups, to win our contested ball all the time. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does. At the moment it is.
Nicely done. And what was the message to quarter time in how to work it into the breeze?
We've just got a really simple game plan. We'll just keep implementing that game plan. We don't try and overcomplicate it to the boys. We've got a couple of things that we put in place, and at the moment they're working really well.
And Gippsland down on their normal game. Do you expect them to come out a bit harder now?
Absolutely. You don't finish number 2 for nothing, do you?
No, that's right. Well, good luck for the rest of the game, and thanks for taking the time out. Thanks, Matt.
Good work, Rick. Now, the stats.
One of the most glaring stats on this sheet is the disposals in the game, 103 to 63 in the way of the Oakley Chargers. Tackles are 18 to 11 favouring the Gippsland Power. Inside 50, 16 to 6 favouring the Oakley Chargers. And the hit-outs surprisingly 16 to 4 in favour of the Oakley Chargers. So their ruck is doing a fantastic job. The leading possession winners on the ground for the Gippsland Power, Xavier Dersma with 7, Sparks with 6, Henkel, McGannon and Modern all with 4. And for the Oakley Chargers, 9 to Jack Ross, 8 apiece to Matty Rowell and Will Golds, and 7 to Noah Answorth. So quite a few players on the Oakley Chargers list that are getting quite a few more disposals than the Gippsland Power. Quite a discrepancy with the amount of touches, especially in the midfield department.
Yep.
Dersma leading the way bravely for the Power.
So this is the classic, we've said this, I think I mentioned in the first game. We're always very big on the second innings. And let's just see what Gippsland can do with the breeze.
It's quite strong, as Rick has mentioned.
There's no doubt about how strong it is. So we'll just see what they can do with it. They certainly need to get some score on the board, even if they're not leading at quarter time. They do need to try and get a little bit happening.
What's so glaringly obvious for the Oakley Chargers is the way they use the ball is so clean, and their passages at play are really ripping the Gippsland Power apart. They're very clean with their ball use, and their ball movements quick and precise, much like the Dandenong Stingrays. So Gippsland have got to find a way to stop that ball movement. They are leading the tackle count, 18 to 11, so they are pressuring them, but it's finding a way to stop that precise ball movement.
That's the hard part. All right, second quarter action about to get underway. As umpire just has a good look around, you can hear the breezes up again. The rain's cleared. There's a bit of sunshine about. The ball is ready to go. And up there, oh, gee, two ruckmen just put their legs into each other and went down horizontally. Pretty hard, and Oakley mark, good intercept mark. And this will be Will Golds. He goes out wide. Dersma for Gippsland. Mosquito. But Oakley come out with a footy. A handball over the top, Mosquito. They're putting him under a heap of pressure, and eventually they get the resultant free kick.
Good tackle.
They kick right along the line. Oakley come in. They're going to get crunched. Can they keep the ball in? No, they can't. Ball goes over the boundary line, out of bounds. City side centre wing. So Rick's not quite on air yet. I just want to see the... Ball thrown in. Again, it will go over the boundary line and out of bounds. So the conditions out there, Rick?
Yeah, it's very strong, that breeze. It is really a 4 or 5 goal breeze. So that's the Power's best chance, is to use this breeze coming back. But Oakley looking superior at the minute. Kicking into Wraith. They've got Rowell, who's the runner through the middle. In front of Whitehead. Rowell gets it back. Oh no. Play on was Ayrton Delaney. Gives it out to Kelly. Bianco trying to weave a passage, and they'll kick along through Ross. Big up and under. Over the back. Gaspar brings it to ground. Tries to get through. Barges way through, and he'll get pinged.
Good pressure from the Gippsland Power defenders.
They'll go down the line to Gown. Goes over the top. Sharked away Sarong. Back over the top. He'll find Loudon.
Oh.
Gets grabbed, and it was a drop kick, so that'll pay holding the ball. And Rowell, who's in everything, gives it across to Kelly. Kelly goes backwards to go forward. Beasley goes wide. Golds. Oh, here's an intercept. Juggling attempt the outer side by Aussie Hodge. He goes and gets it. He'd want to be careful. He'd want to be careful. No, they're going to come in and ball it up.
Although the ball hasn't gone into the Gippsland Power's forward line very often, I'd just like to make mention that Noah Gown on Will Kelly is definitely one matchup to look out for. Will Kelly in great form, same with Noah Gown.
Oh,
a little bit of manhandling in the ruck.
Works his way out of that. And good pressure by Dersma, sees it out of bounds.
Hear the wind in the willows as the ball comes hurtling back in, half forward flank, City side of the ground. Wraith, they go forward, might have been in the back.
Yep.
Against Isaac and Austin Hodge.
Been thrown forward. Good size about him, 190 centimetres, 83 kilos.
Big Austin.
Has to nail this. This will lift his team and they'll know that they're on the board and they're on their way back with the breeze at their back.
Austin Hodge comes in. He's on a 30-degree angle. Distance won't be a worry. Direction is. It's their first score behind to Gippsland. And they trail by 33 points. And we'll just check the time, how many minutes have elapsed. And 4 minutes down.
Not often you hear the cameraman on air, but well, Peter over the back there. Or Glenn it was.
Doing
Glenn.
a fine job.
Good work.
If they pass the audition, Rick, we might get them on air next year.
Anyway, Day goes to Whitehead. He does well to recover. Gives it off to Golds. Rowbottom dodges and weaves to Golds, who gets a clever handball. Day grabs it, goes to ground, but still had time to give it out. Dersma comes in, gives off the handball. Oh, don't know what happened there, but they should have got out of trouble. Now they will. Loden spears it, but it'll be intercepted by Collier Dawkins. He'll go towards centre half forward. He's got back there all on his own. Well, it's not, sorry, it's Noah Anderson. Noah Anderson goes forward.
Just superior ball movement. That is a wonderful passage of play because they use the ball so well and their hands are lightning quick and their kicks hit targets. They're a good side, Oakley.
Gippsland had Henkel all on his own and he didn't lower his eyes, didn't look around, kicked it straight to Oakley and bang, they got a shot on goal. Heartbreaker stuff.
Coming in, 35 out, just offline through for a behind.
That's a let off for the Power.
Five playing one behind. Gippsland bring the ball in to the northern side of the ground. Oh, there's a stretch. It's a free kick. And the free kick will go to Golds. He goes in short. Now Collier Dawkins. Handballs backwards. Kick smothered. Power have got a chance. Open forward line. Smith tries to bang it over the back.
Good work.
Trying to keep it in. Jack Ross. Gee, I've liked his game. No one knows who's got it. Collier Dawkins.
That is
throwing the ball. Incorrect disposal. And the free kick will come back. This will be Loudon. Loudon goes in short. Mark taken on his toes by Rice, who goes in short, and lovely lead. Peter McKenna style. Noah Gown. Bice just comes in to give his opinion on the checking of Will Kelly.
Fantastic hands for a key forward. Noah Gown marks everything and is usually a reliable set shot. Let's hope that I haven't put the commentator's curse on him.
Noah Gown, do they need this one? Or what's happening here?
Don't know why he needed to do that. Who started that, marking the kicking spot?
That's a good point. I'll go back down that. Someone used it, didn't they? Gown, we're right behind it. Kicks, shy, always skinny. Another behind to Gippsland. They're 2 behinds. Oakley are 5 goals, 5:35. And I'll just check the time again, Glenn. 8 minutes in on the Technica time clock as Oakley kick up. Oh, nice punch there by Smith. Mosquito leaps high. Collier Dawkins, cool in a crisis. Goes out wide. He's looking for Gaspar, but reaching over the top is Noah Gown. He's one of those players looking for 50, Rick. He kicks it into the heart of forward 50, but the mark is taken by Wraith, and they start to race away Oakley. Intercepted. Coming in. Collier Dawkins can't take it. Stacks on the middle. Mosquito hacks the ball out of his grip. Eventually there's a little kick up forward. Kelly bounces over his head. They're half a chance. Sarong couldn't take it. Oakley kick it to centre wing. Here's a collision. They both bounce off each other. Gippsland go inside 50. Kelly's at the back. Watches it, and is happy to see it. Over the boundary line, out of bounds. Forward pocket at the Lygon Street end.
The overall disposal discrepancy getting bigger and bigger. Oakley 144 to Gippsland 84.
Time ticking away as well. Gippsland with the breeze. Tapped over the back. They run into it. Couldn't quite gather it. Etten Delaney crashes his way through, but we'll have a ball up. 45 out from the Gippsland goal.
Will Gold's up to 14 disposals for the Oakley Chargers.
Mosquito to Loudon. Loudon throws it forward, and we'll have an intercept mark in the back line. Hourigan gives off the handball. That was all too easy for my liking. And they'll boot it towards Noah Gown, who gets pushed under it. Loudon, or that was McGannon, will kick it forward. Mosquito does well. Keeps it in, and then it goes out. Just too many taps there. He should have just held on and grabbed it and ran with it.
Will Kelly playing well?
Yeah, doing a good job on Noah Gown, who's doing his best, trying to move up the ground, Noah. We'd like to see him get a bit deeper with the breeze. So on the ground, crashing through ankle.
It's holding the man.
Holding Mosquito. Now we've got a high tackle. Out of bounds it goes. See if you can clear the 50, Crooksy, or get a goal.
Gee, they could do with one. Time check. We are 11 minutes into this second term, and they're yet to get a major on the board. Up she goes. Henkel, no. Puts his body over the footy. Clears a bit of a path. They're trying to keep the ball alive. It's shoveled out. Henkel again. Gets it out to Riley Bice. He goes backwards to go forwards, and Gown's marked this. A kick and a half out from goal. Noah, yes, no, wait. Now he kicks to the hot spot. He needs a grab. Isaac goes with it with one hand, chases after it, and he's on the gallop. Nice handball out to O'Neill. He offloads. R2. Quick over to Keenor.
Wow.
This is good work by Oakley. Good sharing of the ball. Now it comes unstuck. Gippsland. There is 4 Power boys in defensive 50. And the mark is taken by Wraith.
Down 70, 80 metres or in the middle of the ground's no value to Gippsland right now. He should be at the point of that square where they're bombing it to him.
Marking target.
Marking target, but I can't see the point in that at the moment. So get the runner out or make a change. They'll take it out. Kelly goes long towards centre wing and tapped over the boundary line to the huddle. The interchange huddle, and out of bounds.
You made note of it just before, Rick, but full credit to the Oakley Chargers defenders, but the Gippsland Power forward line just looks dysfunctional at the moment. They don't seem to have a target to actually kick to.
They've thrown Hinkle down there. Let's see what he can do. The kicks, they gain meterage, and there'll be a throw-in.
They haven't looked like getting a goal.
No, so let's hope they straighten up a bit here, Power. Caleb Sarong's another one they'll look to. They throw it in. Gown doing the ruck at the front. Now Mosquito. He goes the short one. Grabbed by Sarong. Gets it to Dersma. Dersma with the handoff. Here's a chance. Oakley hooks it way past the post. Out the full.
Crikey.
They can't buy a goal at the moment. This game's being played inside their forward 50. It's just not coming off for them.
Aiton Delaney kicks in. Oakley, mark taken. This is Jay Robertson. Goes in short. Spots up Noah Answorth. Answorth. Kicks it up high. They're over the top. Whitehead caught, trapped by Sam Flanders, and free kick to Sammy.
Inside 50 is currently standing at 15 to 20 Oakley's way.
Flanders goes sideways. Finds his teammate in Bailey Patterson. He gets it across to Pepper. Pepper goes out wide. Hourigan. He goes to half forward. Hurley can't mark it. Comes off hands. Beck. Good use of twisting and hands. Oakley. Not quite keeping it in. They're a chance here, the Power boys. Quick hands. It's a kick round the corner. And mark is taken by Trent Bianco.
Another intercept mark inside their forward 50. They've got to address the kicks inside 50 and address having a marking target.
Bianco kicks to half back. It's going to come back. Held up. No, it won't come back. Good tackle there by R2 Bosina Valagi.
Kicked 4 goals last week. Very lively.
Bosina Valagi kicks into the centre of the ground. He's got a couple of charges there. Whitehead gets on the bike. He kicks it out in front. Not Day. This is Dylan Williams. Waltzes in and gets his 2nd goal of the day. He gets Oakley's 6th, and it's the first goal of the 2nd quarter. They move on to 6 goals, 5-41 to the Gippsland Power, just the 2 behinds.
15 minutes 40 in.
Good kick by Whitehead there to allow player there in Williams to just get behind his opponent and just shoulder him out. Just gave him that space behind the player and an open goal. Really good work, good teamwork. Back in the middle. Gippsland look a bit shell-shocked. Let's work on it. And they just got to get to the footy. Find the footy enough. Oakley with all the answers at the moment. Here they come again. Rowbottom works it clear. Oh, great pace. Collier Dawkins kicks towards the pocket, and is that Williams again?
I think it is Dylan Williams again.
Nice grab. He's going to go around the corner here.
How exciting is he going to be for next year? Lining
Very
up for his
player.
3rd goal
Loves
after
a
kicking
goal.
6 last week.
You can't tell me he's anything but a forward. And he kicks another one. That's his 3rd for the day. really putting an impression in this final series, Dylan Williams, after 6-goal haul last week.
Oakley just seem to have a lot more players in the midfield that want the ball. They're winning the midfield battle convincingly. They've got plenty of depth in there, and those players are just feeding the ball brilliantly to their array of options up in their forward line.
7-5-47 to just the 2 behinds. Not great as Ross gets it over to Basina Valagi. He's in the centre circle. Gets to his feet, brought back down in a tackle, and the ball will be thrown up again.
Dursma, the leading possession winner on 11 for the Gippsland Power, and for the Oakley Chargers, Ross and Golds both on 14.
Umpire tosses it up. Quick kick out for Gippsland. It goes forward. Isaac charges at the footy. Good work by Oakley. They keep the ball. They get rid of it. Isaac Keenor kicks to half back. Beck. Quick kick by Gippsland, and that'll be out of bounds on the full. This ain't looking good, Rick.
No, it's scary at the moment. Oakley was so impressive, 100-point winners last week. And they're dictating this game in all facets. Quaynor to kick from the little scoreboard.
Is it Quaynor or Keenor?
Well, we got told Quaynor, so I'm going with that.
You've got plenty of names which are kind of hard to pronounce on their list, Oakley.
That's where we need Gabe Sorrentino. He's always good with the Italian names. Anyway, around the corner it goes, and no one able to stop that one. We'll have a ball in front of the Richard Pratt stand. Plenty of characters in disguise up there, as always.
I think the smart ones are stuck in the warmth over here, Rick, in the boxes, not out there.
Yeah, fair call. Ross gets it out to Collier Dawkins, and they'll boot it through Golds down towards the middle of the ground. But a nice intercept, Conley. Though they played on and ran straight into trouble. This opens it up. They're working forward here, Oakley. Charlie Whitehead, he loves a goal, but he went back to his right, gives it off, and as easy as you like, Williams will kick another one.
That's his 4th.
Amazing. He's on track to kick another 6 because there's still another 2 quarters left in this game.
An opportunist, but a strong player all the same at 185 centimetres.
Alarm bells now for the Gippsland Power if they weren't already going off before.
Disappointing first half for the Gippsland Power. The NG scoreboard is 8-5-53. Gippsland are just the 2 solitary behinds.
20 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Up she goes. Oakley looking to clear again. They get it to Rao. They get it to Jack Ross. He kicks it to the hot spot. The ball's bouncing inside forward 50. Wrapped up in a tackle, going nowhere.
Interesting that Gown's doing some of the ruck work when you've got the big fella in Henkel and also Josh Smith that does a fair bit of it. But they'll have a shot on goal here around the corner for an AFL Draft Central goal of the day. Great work. Excellent goal. And I'll just grab that player.
Gaspar.
That was Gaspar on the left. Booted it from the pocket, and that's the clubhouse leader.
That was an excellent goal. They're kicking them from absolutely everywhere. One of the most glaring stats that I have in front of me is the handball differential. 104 handballs to 42. So Phil mentioned before the forward handball. They're using that really well, and lots of players are getting on the end of many goals for the Oakley Chargers.
NG scoreboard, it is 9 goals, 5, 59 to 2 behinds. You hear it right as Flanders comes out of the centre, kicks up forward. Hodge pushes Quaynor under the footy, and the ball is over the boundary line and out of bounds. Well, I think we're going to be looking at Dandenong versus Oakley next Saturday. We need a close one. Hopefully that will provide it. As the ball comes to ground from Smith, Wraith, and they come in again to ball it up. In the shadows of half-time, up she goes. Oakley have got numbers. Aiton Delaney. The run is on. They've got choices. Isaac gives it across to Jack Ross. Looking for Charlie Whitehead. Bit of a crunch of players. They're underneath it. Smothered. Day. Rowell got legged. Too high, says the umpire, off the ball. And Matty Rowell takes the resultant free kick. He goes backwards to Aiton Delaney. Plenty of voice. Aiton Delaney, he's got plenty to pick from. Ainsworth gets it across to Xavier O'Neill. O'Neill kicks up forward. Ball in dispute. They're trying to get it out. Nice little trap by Rowbottom.
Great
Goes
kick.
up forward, and there's your executive maintenance mark of the day. Clubhouse leader. Contested. And this is Jake Gaspar.
Lining up for his third goal. He's so dangerous in that forward line, along with Dylan Williams. Both similar size. Jake Gaspar, 183 centimetres.
Gaspar. He would be on a 50-degree angle. He will kick it from 30 metres out.
Right to left, Brooksy.
Not easy. He comes in. Noted goal kicker. And just started a bit central and went to the side. And I think that hit the point post on the full, and that'll be out of bounds on the full.
McGannon booted out of the dangerous area, but it's sharked away by Ainsworth. They'll boot it forward. Out wide. Good spoil, McGannon. It's out to Gasper again. He gives off the handball. Ainsworth got tackled, took on the tackler. Play on Zakor. Little kick out of trouble, and that's probably a nice sound to the Gippsland Power at this minute.
And it's on. There is.
Bit of a dust up here at half-time, 9-5. Plays two behinds.
5:59. Playing just the two behinds. Disappointing for the Gippsland Power. The goal kickers for Oakley.
For the Oakley Chargers, 4 goals to Dylan Williams, 2 goals to Jake Gaspar, and singles to Noah Anderson, Matthew Rowell, and Noah Ainsworth.
Alrighty, it is half-time here. Dandenong big winners in the first prelim. Oakley having a ripping first half. Lead it by 57 points at half-time. We'll take a break here. TAC Cup Radio live streaming on the TAC Cup website.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. School wear and work wear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL Draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news and football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL Draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Icon Park, we have, talking of icons,
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing
Kevin Sheehan
Italian-made
just
and
walk
European
in
designed
and
cooking
we'll
appliances and white goods for almost
that.
20 years. Technica.
And we'll ask Kevin to put on the headset for us. There we go, this one here, Kev. Got this one. And we're on tally. There's the camera over there. So welcome to TAC Cup Radio, preliminary final day. We were looking for a really good game, Kev, but I don't think we've got one, or we are if we're Oakley Chargers. They lead by 57 points at half time.
They're a pretty special side, I think, aren't they? And a very young side too. They're bottom-age players, aren't they? Outstanding. Noah Anderson, Matt Rowell, Dylan
Hodge. Doesn't he love a goal?
Yeah, so they're brilliant players and bottom ages, and we'll actually see them on the MCG
Grand final day?
Yeah, a couple of weeks' time. They're part of that All-Star Futures game. All the boys from around Australia who are in the draft next year will play in that game. 48 boys have been selected, and of course those boys are right in amongst the best youngsters right throughout the land, and showing us why they're ranked that highly with their performance in this first half.
They've been terrific, and Dandenong equally is impressive. Yeah. On top all year?
On top all year, and I don't think they've saluted in the history of the TAC.
No, they haven't.
Been beaten in grand finals, but maybe it's their year. They're a very even side. Love the way they played today. They play for each other, very selfless footy, team-oriented. Craig Black's got them going very, very well, and it looks like it'll be Oakley, of course, against them. So they'll have their work cut out. Oakley look very, very special and got so much depth.
So I was talking to one of the young folk there that buzz around with all those AFL Draft Central blokes and all those guys. There seems this year a few cliffs or shelves with the teams this year. So obviously Oakley and Dandenong, they're up there. And then there's a bit of it's not as even, there's a bit of a step down and a step down and a step down. Is there any larger trend indicating that, or?
Oh, I think it's just cyclical. We just find that over time, the 12 regions of Victoria have been super productive. They're, from AFL point of view, they're producing over 50% of all the draftees. But some years it'll be someone else's turn. You know, Geelong
just comes in.
Don't look to have a great group this year at the top end, but you know they've been a marvellous producer of great talent over so many years. So it will ebb and flow. What it says is, look, it's hard to find league footballers, boys that are capable of making onto a list. There's only about 70 spots on the main lists every year through the national draft. And if you can find 35 or so of those in Victoria, that's a marvellous result. So divide that by your 12 clubs. Sometimes you might have 6 or 7. It might be back to 1 or 2 occasionally with the TAC. But they do it brilliantly. The whole development system within Victoria is outstanding. So boys from 14, 15 years of age start to get into the pathway and are produced as pretty much ready to play footballers. You see the numbers that, you know, the Cameron Rayners of the world that go in and play almost every game for the year. It's just a great effort by what is almost, you know, so many volunteers involved in the coaching at the various levels leading up to the under-18s that they get a great result, and it's a credit to all the people involved.
The players, I mean, you know, I suppose the game's driven by lots of different things, but supporters, they want results. They want players to come out and hit straight away. And that, I don't know, is there any data on you know, the top 10 of 20 years ago as opposed to the top 10 now? How many games they get early doors?
I can tell you the numbers of this year. I think 56 debuted this year in the AFL. And I think, I'm just trying to remember the numbers. I haven't got them in front of me here now, but around 15 or so played 15 games or more. You know, they basically played the whole season. I think most of the very best boys might have had one rest. They said of general soreness, they give them a spell, but the likes of Jaden Stevenson, to do what he's done as a boy that we saw playing this competition last year, to step in, win the Rising Star Award, and be such an important player for Collingwood has just been amazing. And Cameron Rayner, I think, the same as the number one choice and have that pressure of being the number one. To, you know, almost win a number of games, but was a terrific player for the Brisbane Lions throughout the year. And James Warple, to see what he's done, is another boy that's come through this competition.
He's an interesting one, Kev, because Rick and I love James Warple, and we just thought, why aren't they picking him up? What are we seeing that the others aren't? And he's come out and he's more than held his own. And I thought that last night was at Lewis and he crunched. He just got up and kept going.
Yeah, sometimes we look at what they can't do rather than what they can. And, well, he's a brute, is he? A physical brute. He's athletic, he's strong. A great young leader, too, when he was with the Geelong Falcons, and attacks the ball, you know, goes straight at the ball. His kicking wasn't perfect at underage level. That will get better when you train in a full-time environment. So that might have been a bit of a knock on him, that maybe he doesn't hit enough targets. But Hawthorn have got a great record for making guys kick pretty well.
And develop.
Their system's very, very good. And so you'll improve that. So, so slipped through to, you know, was he the high 30s? Was he 40? Around that mark was quite amazing for a boy that All-Australian, MVP, all of that through nationals. And then he's still there, sort of in the 30s. You wonder whether he's, lost a leg or something as you get to draft night when boys are still there like him. Luke Parker years before him, another boy from the Dandenong Stingrays, of course, that had been a star in this competition, and he was taken at choice 40. Just absolutely amazing that those boys can be around then.
I remember, I'm reminiscing here, Kev, I reckon one of the first games we ever called for TAC Cup Radio was 10 years ago, and we came to see Tom Scully play for Dandenong against the Northern Knights, and Kane Lambert did a great number on Tom Scully that day, and we know Kane through cricket, so we're pretty keen on that. But it was Luke Parker that we walked away from saying, no, we'd rather him go to, well, I'm Essendon, so I said I'd rather Parker go to Essendon. He's the guy that I had my eye on, and what a champion he's turned out to be for the Swans.
Yeah, of course he has. And you talk about Kane Lambert. Well, remember Dennis Pagan, who coached them that year, the Northern Knights, and he rung me through around this period because he just couldn't believe there was no interest in Kane Lambert. He said, look, he's another Anthony Stevens in my view. I reckon he's going to be a star, you know, and he rung clubs trying to get them to give him an opportunity. Yeah, he couldn't get anyone to buy him. And again, looking for negatives. Yeah, the best recruiters are great optimists. They can see, well, they try and project 3 to 4 years ahead and see what the player can unfold to be, you know. And with Lambert, it was just his work rate, unbelievable work rate, head over the footy, charging up and down the ground all day, a bit like Matt Rowell, I think of him when I watched that first half there, him getting up and down the ground with he's got an unbelievable work rate, that young 17-year-old from Oakley. But yeah, Lambert, great faith that Dennis had in him has finally been well vindicated the way he's played the last couple of years with the Tigers.
And he's not just getting a game at Richmond, third of the best and fairest in a premiership year, and he only had Dusty and Koch in front of him, or Ransom in front of him. So it should be good. There's some mooted changes to the system. How's it all measured, Kev? Because for me, just for the passionate footy person, and I see him come through and I see him playing, I just think, gee, this is pretty good. You know, I'm a bomber, so you know I think, oh beauty, Andy McGrath's come to Essendon and he's just fitted straight in, and we've given him Jack Clark's number and everything's as good as gold. So, what is under 18 the right age? Should they be older, younger? What's the feel of it now?
Well, in my view, the status quo. That's my view, but everyone's entitled to their opinion, and we have plenty of debates on it. And we talked about some of the boys like Stevenson and Rayner that go in and play, and plenty of them do. So they shouldn't be held back, in my view, for another year. They certainly would be far too good for an under-18 competition. Yep. So what do you do? If you lift the draft age, you might have to lift the comp, because there's so many AFL sides here in Victoria. It's hard to find a spot up in the seniors for many of the kids. So it doesn't suit the structure of what we currently have here in Victoria if you were to raise the draft age. So I'm quite happy that it is effectively doing what it should be doing, and allowing clubs to pick those that are ready, and some aren't ready in their view, and so they can be picked at 19, 20, 21 or 22 down the track. So it's the draft age, of course, is just the first time you're up. If you nominate, you're up for it, but that's not the only time.
It's not, you
can push your way through. That's right, push your way through the VFL or here in Victoria, and later on you might get your opportunity, and many have over the years through that system. So I'm quite comfortable with where it currently sits, but there's always others that'll have a different view. It'll always be debated and probably never ever settled and locked in stone for the next 5 years or so, but we think that works. What will be different this year, the draft itself will return here to Victoria. It hasn't been here for a decade, and that'll be pretty exciting. It'll be at the newly named Marvel Stadium. The old Etihad or Collier.
Who are you going dressed up as, Kev?
Telstra Dome. The Hulk will return.
The Hulk or something like that. Come in all green and rip your shirt off, Kev.
Yeah,
that'll make an impression.
Spider-Man or whatever. So yes, that's the new name for the stadium. So the draft will be there, and it will be different. The first night it'll just be the first round, but clubs are going to will have to take their time making their choices. They've got up to 5 minutes to make their choice, and there'll be live trading on the night, not of the player, of choices. So clubs, in theory, let's just say that Jack Lukosius is still there at choice 4, and Adelaide was really keen. They might try and package together 2 or 3 choices to encourage the club that holds choice 4 to give that choice up, so that they could get the player that's still on the board. It's that sort of thing. Or maybe the 2 kings are there together at some point, and some club says, well, we've got choice 3, we want 4, and that might get the pair of them, and so
and get them across.
They would make a massive offer then potentially to the club that holds that choice. So that might be some of the drama of the night, possibly, and there'll be some bidding, I think, in that first round too, for guys like Nick Blakey, the son of John, the Swan. He wants to play for the Swans and probably will, but there'll be some point where someone puts in a bid where the Swans will have to upgrade using points to take him at that particular spot. Taron Thomas is another interesting one, the boy from Tassie, eligible for North Melbourne. And again, he looks a first-round choice, and that will draw a bid from someone at a point as well. So, yeah, there'll be lots of sideshows with it. I think the TAC will have the best players. I think that Sam Walsh is a star. The boy
he's a beauty.
From the Geelong Falcons. He'll be right up there in amongst them. So That'll be a night to look forward to, and the next day will be the remainder of the draft there at Marvel Stadium as well, including the rookie draft. So at least the news will be over for the boys in 24 hours. Don't have to wait another 4 or 5 days.
How will the recruiters go overnight? Will they go home and go to bed, or will they...
They might stay in the super boxes. They're all allocated one of the boxes up there as their little war room, and they'll ring in their selections from up there down to the stage, and that will be interesting. You'd love to be a fly on the wall in some of those rooms as they debate which way they'll go ultimately with their selections.
How do you feel about the priority picks to teams? Because that's got a flow-down effect to everybody. I heard might have been Beveridge, Luke Beveridge sort of saying, oh, no, well, there's a bit of talk about the top 7 and then there's a bit of a gap. Well, that's okay. We'll take pick 7, but all of a sudden, no, we're sort of down. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, we're all waiting with bated breath as to what's going to happen. I think that finally we'll find out on Brownlow Day. The commission meet on that day, and they'll announce their decision on whether there'll be priority picks and whether there'll be any special access to overage players, older players. It might be the priority picks. There's some talk of that. So we really don't know. What we do know, it is reasonably late notice, so clubs are getting pretty anxious. They want to know whether they should be still watching senior state league players or not. If they're out of it because they're going to go as priorities, well, tell us. That's what they're all saying. But look, we have to wait for the commission. They're ultimately in charge of the rules and regs, obviously, of the AFL, and they'll make their decision in their good time, which will be on that particular day, on Brownlow Day, and then clubs can readjust their boards if they need to. They might slip back a spot or two, I think it's a reasonable pool this year. We'll have 85 boys that come in, or young men that will come into for testing to our draft combine the week after the grand final, and we'll test another 126 on top of that. So there's plenty of players out there around Australia that are contenders. So it'll just be a bit of a adjustment of the boards if you slip back a couple of spots. Oh, well, we'll do it. Kev, the players are back out on the ground. I could stand here and talk to you for another hour and a half. I love your passion for the TAC Cup and the under-18s. We've got to keep an eye out for the under-17 on grand final day. That's going to be a big one, yeah? Yeah, it'll be live on AFL.com for those that can't get to the grand final. So it'd be a live stream of the game. But if you're going to the grand final, go early. Go and have a look, and then it's over by 12. Go off and get something to eat. To eat and drink and wait for the big stuff. Exactly, and there'll be some brilliant players in that game. We look forward to it. Some boys made All-Australian as bottom ages this year in the under-18s, so they'll be out there. So all of the best 46 players in the land. They'll play under the names of Bartel and Revolt. Bartel and Revolt, Nick Revolt and Jimmy Bartel, who are great champions of our game, recently retired, of course. They've lent their names to the two sides that'll play, and yeah, just a little bit of a glimpse at the future with that game on the MCG. Wonderful. Kev, thanks for taking the time to climb up the stairs here at Icon. We'll take a break and we'll be back in the second half. You're on TAC Cup Radio.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. School wear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it. He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks to get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Icon Park, thanks to Kevin Sheehan. He's the AFL Talent Ambassador. I think that's about the first ambassador I've ever spoken to. Don't know how many ambassadors you guys have spoken to, but his passion is just unbelievable.
Very good knowledge of all AFL, and whatever his position is, it should be a good one. And there's Ross putting through the second of the quarter for Oakley, and they are just killing it at the moment. And hard to stem the blood flow here.
Matt Day kicked the first goal of the third term, and now Jack Ross has got another one, extending the lead even further.
Now, I've got an idea for you, Crooksy. They're playing the TAC Cup Grand Final here next Saturday.
Yes, they are.
At Icon Park. And the week after, they're playing the under-17s at the MCG at the Grand Final.
Yep.
Why not play the TAC Cup Grand Final at the MCG on Grand Final day?
Wouldn't worry me.
Don't know why they're not doing that.
I'd be happy to go and do it.
The more exposure these boys get, I think, the better. Definitely.
Or a bit of MCG time.
Seeing that they've moved it from Etihad because it was traditionally at Etihad.
Used to be at the MCG, traditionally.
The under-19s originally, and the TAC Cup, yeah. So
I reckon one of the first ones.
I think it's worth debate.
Steel side bottom for Murray Bushrangers kicked the 10.
That wasn't before the grand final.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was the first one at Etihad.
Yeah, yep.
Through for a behind for Gippsland.
Rain starting to come down again. Raining goals here as well.
Oh, good call there, Siobhan. Hodge comes out wide, spots up Dersma. He can't take it. And Rowell comes. Oh, gee, I've liked this place game. Jack Ross.
Yep, good player.
Up to 19 touches.
Ross kicks inside 50. Beck comes across to spoil. They overrun it. Caught. Doesn't get a clean take on it. And Day is just pushed out, and it's over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Still quite windy, but I don't think the wind's having all the impact on this game.
Ball to be thrown in, 25 metres out. Oakley attacking again. Seems to be doing all the attacking today. Oh, Collier Dawkins sharked it beautifully and puts it out of bounds. So another throw in beside the behind post.
Ross up to 20 disposals, leading possession getter on the ground for the Oakley Chargers. Dersma, the leading possession winner for the Power, on 11. So there's quite a big discrepancy between both.
No doubt about that.
Possession winners.
And up they go, thump towards the goal square. And we'll have another rushed out of bounds.
Disposal discrepancy, 125 Gippsland Power, Oakley 226 disposals. So they have absolutely dominated all areas of the ground today.
Ball falls short and we'll have another ball in.
Another quick stat that might interest our listeners, hit-outs 26-12 in favour of the Oakley Chargers.
So the throw in. And a big rugby scrum there. They work it towards the goal square. Bit of a high one. Not noticed. And we'll have a ball up.
$119 handballs to 47.
Up they go. Tap down. Pushed in the back. And we'll have a free kick. Going Beck's way. He's gone very wide. Risky kick, but he did it beautifully. They'll play on and get it back and kick towards centre wing. Roved nicely and worked through Ayrton Delaney. Kicks to a pretty hot spot, but Gippsland have the answers here and work it out towards the boundary line and out of bounds it goes. Just don't seem to have confidence in one another today, the Power. They've had a great season, been fantastic all year, got some good players, very good players, and let's hope they can salvage something out of this game for the remainder. Race to the front. A little bit of a kick, free kick paid for a hold, off the ball to Hodge. So Hodge will have it. He spears it to Smith, and that is Josh Smith, takes the mark. Next to the interchange. Kicks a nice delivery, and it might be a free kick. No, not paid.
Oh, very
Down
unlucky.
had it, but probably should have took the mark anyway. So we'll have a ball in, about 60 out. Gippsland attacking. Kick by Dersma. Punch to the 50. Play on's a call. Crashing through, players coming in left, right and centre here. They work it out through Answorth. Gippsland trying to hold it in. Gold's with it. It's had a good game. Gives it out, Ayrton Delaney to Quaynor, and they'll go wide through O'Neill. Oakley Chargers on the burst, get it out wide. They got a runner. And he'll kick long, that time through Beasley. And an intercept mark. The Power through Sparks will kick to a contest. Again, Quaynor coming through. Gives it off. O'Neill on the left. Goes back inside. Golds taps it nicely over to Bianco. Bianco, bit of a heavy clash. Ross. No, that was O'Neill in the middle.
They've paid 50 metres.
50 against Sarong. I think he did the right thing going the contest, but he's pushed him straight in the back. Probably had to try and chop the arms or something with that one. So this is definitely kickable today, but he's not going for it. And he kicks to the square. Goes out wider. They'll try and get it out of there, but Oakley coming in to lend support, and we'll have a ball up. We're at 12 metres out from the Oakley goal. Here's a go, through for a behind. I might get this score checked. 11-6 plays 2 behinds at the minute. That's what I've got it.
11-7-73 plays
11-7.
2 behinds.
So they'll play on from full back. McGannon trying to stir things up a bit. Gets it out wide. He's got a man out there. And they'll play on through Motton. He goes wide. Beck on the left. Gets it forward. Sarong. Boots it towards half forward. There's Flanders. Uses his body nicely. Takes the mark. And he's deep in the pocket. He's opening up the angle a touch.
This for their first goal of the day. They haven't played very poorly for the Gippsland Power. Oakley have just been a lot better.
So he will come in from the pocket, Flanders, and kicks into the breeze. Just feels right for a behind. Difficult kick today. Difficult day for most players. And we need a bit more entertainment than what we're getting. The doors are slamming, I suppose, keeping us on our toes.
11-7-73 plays 3 behinds.
At Port Melbourne, it is all tied up. 5-9 plays 6-3. The Bombers up against Casey.
Ooh.
So hopefully the Bombers can get through to a VFL
Go
grand
Casey.
final.
That's my new team.
How'd North Melbourne go? I didn't make it.
Sort of in my area at the moment, Casey.
Oh yeah, you are a Casey boy, aren't you? The ball goes forward. Day for Oakley over the top.
And Glenn's the cameraman. He's
Gaspar.
a Casey boy.
And it's a behind.
11-8-74 plays 3 behinds on the NG scoreboard. 11 minutes 52 gone on the Technica time clock.
Oh, we love our TAC Cup footy, Ricky, but crikey.
This is a horror game. It's one of the worst we've seen for a long time. Just need something out of it. And Sarong's a player we've loved to watch over the last couple of years. And he delivers it perfectly in front of Gown, who's another one we like. And here's another one in Flanders. Eventually, they'll get it out and dribble it inside 50. Can feel the chill in the air of the breeze as it comes through the windows here. It's a real cold chill for those Collingwood supporters venturing at the MCG tonight. Now it's in the goal square. It looks like trouble, but they've got 2 against 1 and Quaynor wins out.
So clean and classy, Isaac.
He goes out to Jordan. Jordan goes long. Contest. Brings it to ground. Dursma gets slammed into the turf. And the umpire will ball it up.
We've loved watching Isaac Quaynor this year for the Oakley Chargers, and he's just so clean with his ball use, picks it up beautifully, provides a lot of run and drive out of the back line. Yeah, he's one to watch for Collingwood fans in particular.
See, it's going to be the last time I enjoy watching him play. He might be there on Anzac Day next year. As the ball goes forward, Charlie Whitehead takes one bounce, looks inboard. He's got Gaspar on his Pat Malone, no one within coo-ee of him.
Jake Gaspar lining up for goal number 3.
He's trying to give it off. Go back and kick it.
Now, we can only look forward to Dandenong taking on Oakley. Next door neighbours, Rick?
Yeah.
Not far between.
Virtually are. They've just got to... don't know who's had the better preparation, Dandenong or Oakley, going into the grand final.
It'll be first taking on third, going by the home and away ladder.
Gaspar kicks, goal. Another goal. They are doing it on their ears. That's their third goal for the quarter.
Third goal for the quarter and 12th for the match, bringing them to 12 goals, 8. 80 playing 3 behinds on the NG scoreboard. The Technica time clock reading 14 minutes 25 into the third term.
It's just a shellacking, Rick.
It is, most definitely. Back in the middle. They get it down now. Try to work it through there. And no one able to get it out. There's 2 against 1 at most contests. This is the problem. Ball to ground. Now they'll run out with it. Patterson gets it across. Ayrton Delaney gets it down further afield. Gippsland to mop up. They've got numbers back. Good to see. They'll dribble it towards the commentary area. They're just giving them no chance at the moment. The Chargers getting numbers around the footy.
Charlie.
Charlie Whitehead's been terrific today. He kicks an awkward one. And you couldn't call that a pass.
Everything's working
Do you
for
know,
them
Rick,
today.
I've got a funny feeling He held that ball that way to kick it that way.
All right. Let the breeze do the rest.
Yep.
And he's given it to a guy who you wouldn't be shocked if he goes right to left here on the left.
If you
Lining
wanted
up
someone
for his
kicking for your
fifth goal.
life.
I prefer a right footer, but it's a difficult kick for a left footer with this breeze. But he'll come in. He's got to go. Yeah, he just didn't give it enough. And through for a behind. They're a different type of team to Dandenong, but
Yes,
they are just an awesome unit.
That's what separates those two sides from the rest. As a unit, very limited holes in their game.
And if things couldn't get worse, they've gone over the kick-out line,
Goodness.
and people in the background cursing them at the moment.
They're not happy. They were looking for a big one.
Oh, goodness.
So we are 10 metres out, ball up. Henkel brings it to ground. Out it comes. Ball fed out through Gaspar. Went to ground there, Answorth, and the umpire will ball it up.
The rain coming down strongly once again.
So ball up, tapped again by Henkel. You're working it out of there. Kick out of trouble by Aussie Hodge. Gets it towards centre wing. Over the back. Big clash of players there. Centre wing it is. We've got half a dozen players on this ball alone. And we'll have a ball up.
The disposal count has now risen to 262 disposals to 156 for the game in the favour of...
Had me
Oakley.
worried there. I thought it is a big advantage to the Chargers at the moment.
Am I right in thinking it's Oakley the first team was on this year down at Frankston in round 1?
Yes, they played the Eastern Rangers.
Absolutely towering in the pouring rain.
Pouring rain, yeah.
Different kind of rain to this. Was more tropical. And
Yeah, it was already
straight down.
saturated the ground. Out in front, now the rain's stopped that player from taking it home. They'll kick forward, Balder gets spilled over the back out, and Delaney's had a good final series, goes out wide. Collier Dawkins does well. He brushes off Mosquito and then kicks it inside 50. Ball followed through, good work. Motton taps it over to Beck. Beck goes wide and out of bounds it goes.
Certainly not ideal conditions for any of the players on the ground right now. Wind certainly picking up and rain starting to stream down across the ground.
It is just teeming now. Ball thrown in. There's a bit of a wrestle in the ruck. It'll go to Bailey Roth. The big fella kicks inside 50. Mark spilt by the Power boys. They try to squeeze it out. They're caught. And this is a great test for the Power boys that are up the top. Could be getting picked in a month or so time.
Yeah, you want to finish it off, don't you? You
can't turn it up.
People are watching.
Watch how you react to this sort of stuff. It's not easy. Bang. And there's another one.
That was kicked by Riley Collier Dawkins.
Riley Collier Dawkins gets his first. He gets Oakley's fourth in this third term. And they are 13 goals.
9 behinds. 87 to 3 behinds on the NG scoreboard.
Dear, oh dear.
20 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Good Lord.
Quite a big win.
Back in the middle.
Impressive performance from the Chargers.
Awesome performance.
I'm just going to do you a favour, Rick. You don't have to go down to the Gippsland Power camp at 3/4 time.
All right. It's a bit wet at the moment. Thanks for letting us off that one.
I'll let you off the hook there, okay? I'm
So-
going to send Siobhan instead.
Very good.
Peter Francis loves you, Siobhan.
Well,
Sam,
she'll
she loves
stand
you.
out with that
Feelings
silver
mutual.
jacket on in the dark out there. The moon glow.
Ball thrown in. Tap down. Oakley. This is kicked into the middle. Just a hand put in there, which prevented the mark being taken. Sloppy footy. It comes out. O'Neill runs onto it, picks it up, stabs one up forward looking for Gaspar, and a couple of bites of the cherry, doesn't take it. Handballs it off.
Oh,
There's
my
another one.
goodness.
That one is James Rowbottom. Would that be his first?
That's the Rowbottom's first goal of the day, yes.
5th goal for the quarter.
14th for the game, 14-9-93, plays 3 behinds on the NG scoreboard, 22 minutes in on the Technica time clock. This is a really commanding performance from the Oakley Chargers. I'm going to say this because I have to, but we're going to have a fantastic grand final next week. Both these sides have been ruthless in their approach. When they have a lead, they certainly stretch it out to a very, very commanding one.
I think it'll be pretty good. As Oakley again. O'Neill, no. Gippsland, hacking. Henkel off the carpet. Rowell off to the races. Keenor in support and takes the ball. He kicks out wide looking for Charlie. Charlie Whitehead at full bore. Kicks inside 50. Gaspar makes a contest. Ball spills to the front. They're on the deck. Again, the umpire looks and will come in and ball this up.
Out of side in front of that famous legend stand. Tapped over to Motton. He's tried hard. They work it clear. Baldy taps it towards the boundary line. Just haven't seen his stats today, but he's been a regular ball getter over the last 6 weeks, but he's been a bit quiet today, Baldy. 8
disposals for Riley Baldy. Xavier Dersma still the leading possession winner for the Power on 14, where Oakley's leading possession winners Jack Ross on 22.
Had a great game. Ball going Power's way. Gold still with plenty of possessions as well for Oakley. There's Motton. Like the way he's gone about it. Motton today, he's tried hard. Mightn't have got a lot of it, but he's had a crack.
10 disposals, Rick. But he has had a good game, tried really hard, laying 4 tackles.
Ball thrown in, tap to the front. See if they can manufacture here. Gown's the target. Punched away, doing a good job, Kelly at the back. They clear again. And run to the outer side. They've played it smart out that outer side wing today, Oakley. Here's a go. R2 over the top to Charlie. He gets grabbed and he'll get the free kick. They'll kick and play on towards the full forward area. Oh, they went without it. Had a bit of a
out in the full.
Wide turning arc there, Dylan Williams.
Out in the full off Gippsland.
Oh.
When nothing goes right, nothing goes right.
When it rains, it pours.
So Golds, who's had a good game himself.
He's been awesome. 19 disposals.
31. Will Golds. Doesn't have too many shots on goal. He's gone the orthodox drop punt and slid it right across to a... That was a good pass.
To Gaspar.
Jake Gaspar lining up for
Probably
his
doesn't
4th
have
goal.
too many shots around the corner at training, Goldie.
There's a siren.
So Gaspar, I wouldn't put this
Past
him at all. Sort of bloke that could kick this. Gaspar coming in, 20 metres out on the boundary. He's gone the orthodox kick and gone right. Didn't like the banana bender there. Through for behind. Now we'll just check the scores.
14-10-94 plays 3 Oakley with a commanding 91-point lead at three-quarter time.
The goal kickers for the Chargers?
For the Oakley Chargers, 4 goals to Dylan Williams, 3 to Jake Gaspar, and singles to Collier Dawkins, Day, Anderson, Rowbottom, Rowell, Answorth and Ross.
It is a shellacking here. We will take a break, be back on the other side of this. This is TAC Cup Radio, live streaming through the TAC Cup website.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your #1 AFL Draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL Draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL Draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, 7 days.
Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com. Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football, and your number one AFL Draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL Draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL Draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. School wear and work wear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it. He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Icon Park. It's the last quarter. It is all Oakley. They are leading by 91 points. And they go up to the ruck. The weather has cleared just a tad.
Ever the optimist, Crooksy.
Well, it stopped raining, and here's
a chance. Caleb Sarong with the dribble kick on the left, a beautiful goal, and that is the AFL Draft Central goal of the day. There you are, we'll give him something.
Yes.
The power, great start, under a minute.
Who the hell are you? Where have you come from? You're not Rick, you're never that generous.
I like Caleb Sarong, and that was a good goal. Through for a goal.
Is he top or bottom, Sarong? He's bottom.
Yeah, but he played last year too.
Player. Is it 16?
Played last year. Took a couple of hangers.
Can't, Gippy. Get a couple back here. Too good for this rubbish. As the ball comes out, McGannon can't find the handle. Oakley. They kick out wide. And Charlie... Now, I want your thoughts on Whitehead, Rick.
Oh, he's an opportunist, that's for sure. And he's very skillful. He's got a lot of natural ability, Charlie.
To answer your question from before, Caleb Sarong is a bottom age player.
Yeah. Okay. He did play last year.
Whitehead, you still have Charlie Whitehead for me?
Yep.
I like him, Rick. I think he's got a lot of potential, Whitehead.
He's one that could be a left field.
Like a third round or fourth round pick.
Yeah, even left field selection.
I wouldn't mind him. He's a goal kicker.
Yeah, he is, and
fast.
Got a lot of skill.
Gown goes deep. Now we've got Sarong again. Bang, two in. Oh, push in the back. Yes. On top of these calls today.
Charlie Whitehead is eligible for the draft this year, so wish him the best of luck.
Yeah, I like him. I'm in.
He hasn't been talked about, has he?
No, but they're the ones. They're the smokies we want.
You'd be happy with pick 70 or something, wouldn't you?
Now the goal umpires have signalled a point. And
there's a goal.
Sarong lining up for his second goal in.
Pushed out. He's saying he was pushed out.
Well, there's no use arguing with the umpire, young man. He is not going to change his mind, my mother would tell me. As Sarong comes in and kicks his second, 2 for 2 in the last, and they've got 2 on the board. A Gippy Power, 2 goals straight to 14 goals 10. 2 goals 4, sorry, to
2 goals, 3.
3. There we go.
15 to 14, 10, 94 on the NG scoreboard. And we are 2 minutes 42 in on the Technica time clock.
Good work.
All right, we'll work out the score with the cameraman. They're all over it.
Waiting for the footy to come back.
Tough job for the boundary umpires and umpires today in these conditions.
They don't wear much, do they?
No, they do a lot of running all the same.
Goal umpires are a bit better attired.
In the middle, thumped away by Wraith. They get it to ground, and this time it'll be intercepted by Answorth. Kicked out wide to a contest. Good work over the outer side that time, forcing it out of bounds. And the spoil came from Brock Smith. So outer side, city side of the ground. Rain's holding off for us at the moment. Arctic breeze all the same. And Oakley Chargers working it through the middle. Gippsland get numbers back in to help. And great work out in Delaney. Kicks it towards Charlie Whitehead, thumped away vigorously and probably took too much of the man.
Gaspar, I think, Rick.
It is Gaspar, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Lining up for his fourth.
Okay, yep. We might have to, when they come and fix the doorknob, we might get the cleaners onto the windows as well, so I can see properly. I don't ask much, and I'm not precious, but there you go.
It's a reasonable request, Rick. Reasonable request. Gaspar coming in, 40-degree angle. He's going to kick it from 45 metres out to the Royal Parade end, across the face and through for another behind.
He's had 17 disposals and kicked 3 goals today, Jake Gaspar, so always dangerous in the Oakley Chargers forward half.
They bring the ball back in, off hands, Collier Dawkins, paddles it backwards. They've got front position, crunched, umpire will come in and ball this up. Weather just seems to have calmed for the moment. And it needed to. As they come out, little paddle, goes out wide. They come in, Aiton Delaney dispossessed. They go backwards to go forwards, nice little blind turn. Anderson kicks up forward, we're close to the boundary line. They keep it in, crunching tackle. And it will be a ball up right in front of the old We Are the Navy Blues.
Aiton Delaney has now taken over from Jack Ross as the leading possession winner for the Oakley Chargers with 25.
They've got the ball in the goal square, Oakley. And caught holding the ball. Tried to do a little bit too much.
I don't know why he ran away from the goals there. He could have just popped it through.
First sign of lair rising.
Okay.
That I've seen in either game, which is good.
And they've had 2 very big wins in this final series, Oakley, counting this one. Back to Brock Smith, who kicks it wide, and Quaynor takes the interceptor. Isaac, you hear him calling there.
Ooh.
Inside it goes. Dersmer over to Beck. Gippsland on the move, down towards half forward. Ball tapped inside 50. A bit of a fierce tackle over the boundary line, and there'll be a throw-in.
They've come out with a bit more intent, the Gippsland Power. They have scored 2 goals, but they look to be wanting to fight out their season till the very end.
inside 50. Now it's worked outside 50. Collier Dawkins raises the hand, gets it out of there. Good work, worked out by Phillips. They'll go through the middle. And Ayrton Delaney again gets it inside 50. Gippsland are clear. They should be able to find Hinkle. Good work. Nice work on the left that time. Hume gets it down towards half forward. Up they go. Baldy had it. Now we've got Sarong fighting hard for his team in this last quarter. They paddle it forward. Out into the open. Connolly wasn't aware of that one. Quaynor comes in. McGannon picks it up. Handball misses its target. And Bianco boots it to Rowbottom. Rowbottom. Another one of those classy midfielders. They'll clear this time through Hourigan. Inside to McGannon. McGannon gets it again and kicks to centre half forward. Dumped away. Mosquito. Inside the centre square they go. And we'll have a ball up.
Time check. Siobhan.
9 minutes in on the Technica time clock. 95 plays 15.
Mosquito to Beck. Beck's an up and under. Charges everywhere. Close to the boundary line. They keep it in. Met solidly. Whitehead reaches over the top and the ball spills. And it's out of bounds, centre wing, northern side of the ground.
One thing that's really stood out to me today about the Oakley Chargers is their midfield depth. They've got so many players that can run through there. Collier Dawkins, Rowbottom, Anderson, even Whitehead, Rowell. They're all class players that have just really monstered the Gippsland Power midfield today. That's clear in the stats as well, with Dersma still the leading possession winner for the Power on 16, with Sarong 13 behind him, where with the Oakley Chargers you've got Ayrton Delaney 27, Ross 25, Golds 21, Collier Dawkins 21 and Ainsworth 21. They've had a much more even contribution across the ground, as well as also having 313 disposals in comparison to Gippsland's 201.
Underneath this, commentary side of Icon Park. They tap it forward. Oh, Bianco met heavily after dribbling the ball over the boundary line.
Just an update from Stannard's Stadium in Port Melbourne. Essendon 8-4-52. Lead Casey 5-9-39. 18.5 minutes into the third term. Ball, Collier Dawkins gets it out. Ayrton Delaney by hand. Going to be collared, dispossessed, holding the ball.
Great tackle, McGannon.
Will Phillips, Matty McGannon. Kicks deep over the back gown and he puts in a dribbler.
Gee.
And he puts it through. Good stuff. Third goal for the quarter for the Gippy Power. It's the first to Noah Gown. And the score would read 14-11 to 3 goals 3.
Did it very easily there, Gown. I like the way the big fella put it on the boot there.
That's heart and mouth stuff. Would you prefer to have seen a drop punt or go the dribble?
It could have allowed him into smother, so I think it wasn't a bad option. He executed it nicely.
Yeah.
That's the key, especially when they can do it well. We're back in the middle. And all players on top, just waiting for another go at it.
Helicopter in the skyline.
Yep. And Rowbottom gets it out wide. McGannon at the front, brings it to ground. He gets it again, but got no one to give it to. McGannon, again, working hard. Out of bounds it goes. Underneath us again. Commentary side. Brought to ground and kicked down towards centre half forward. Forced out of bounds. Oh, a little dribble pass.
I'd say Smith has dealt with an Oakley player there. I think it's Beasley.
It's a report. Oh my goodness. Yes, Josh Smith has gone straight into the book, and it's a free kick to the Oakley Chargers.
So a bit of frustration coming out there late.
That's not good. They had a chance to score a goal right near the goals there, the Gippsland Power, and it has been reversed.
So they just want to keep their head. Hodge is carrying on a bit like down here with Rowbottom. They want to go out in the last 10 minutes with their heads held high.
Charlie Beasley with the resultant free kick.
The handball over. They kick long. Gown. They're dispossessed. Rowbottom. It's a Yorker, hard to take. And Rowbottom might have got caught a bit high, I may have thought. No free kick, says the umpire. Wraith gets it out. Comes out the back to Phillips. He just wheels around as easy as you like. And the mark is taken by Xavier O'Neill. And O'Neill goes out wide, and the mark is taken there by Will Golds. Beautiful, perfect view. He's going to run over the numbers when he kicks at 45-degree angle. Royal Parade end.
21 disposals for the day. Will Golds lining up for his first goal.
No goals in the last quarter for the Oakley Chargers. That started wide, stayed wide, didn't make the distance, off hands and out of bounds.
Joe Ayton-Delaney now up to 29 disposals for the Oakley Chargers. Dersma still with a leading possession winner for the Power on 16.
Back towards the goal square, tap forward. They got players to give it to. And Jordan off the step goes towards full forward and juggling mark in the back line that time. It's good work that time by Pepper. Got smothered, play on's the call, and we'll have a ball up.
Tough old day here in TAC Cup preliminary final for the Gippsland Power. We're deep in attack for the Chargers. Power trying to get it out. Oakley have the footy. They work it backwards. Jack Ross. Ross squares it up. He had Wraith in his sights. They go this way. They come back the other way. Ayton-Delaney sidesteps, kicks to the goal square. The big men fly. It comes off hands. Eventually, my boy Charlie Whitehead, and it's just touched over the net like a soccer goalkeeper through for another behind.
That brings the score to 14-11-95 to the Gippsland Power. 3 goals, 3-21 on the NG scoreboard. 16.5 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
They wheel around on the left and get it out to the outer side of the ground. Worked out by Phillips. Bianco goes back to Quaynor. Golds. Overcooked it. Kelly, been terrific. So Jordan. Oh, Ainsworth lost it. Put Ayton-Delaney under the pump.
Joe Ayton-Delaney now up to 30 touches. Highest possession winner on the ground.
Had a great game last week also. Putting in a great final series, that's for sure. Back in the middle. Can they muster another goal, the Gippsland Power, to get something out of this game?
Oh dear, Rick.
Been a hard game to call, Cooksey.
Oh, it's not the easiest one. Jack Ross, Aiton Delaney, gets it across to Anderson. Anderson goes to half forward to Whitehead, gives it over to Phillips. Phillips with the sweeping handball to Wraith. Wraith goes over to Basina Valagi. He can't take it. Gippsland off half back. On the left boot. Bailey Patterson in the middle of Icon. Kicks out wide. Mark taken by Smith. Smith, his kick is smothered. Luxor Fortune, Dersma, back to Smith. His kick smothered again. Xavier O'Neill can't find the handle. He gets a solid hit there. Good fair bump. Good footy. That'd sting on a cold afternoon. Wraith, he's been good. Goes out wide. They go forward through Bianco. Bianco kicks to centre wing. City side of the ground. Time check.
19 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
That's the one. The ball goes out wide. Oakley get their pockets picked as they kick up forward. Comes to the back. Kelly sees the ball over the boundary line and out of bounds. 5 minutes to go.
Gee, Oakley have been impressive all across the ground today, but especially their midfield, showing their depth and their class players in that particular area of the ground. They play quick, tough and precise footy, and we've seen that today, but they can also play in scrappy conditions like this.
High Oakley, you can hear the umpire call. I can understand Gippsland are frustrated, but I just think they've...
Wow, what a grab.
Let the frustration boil over a little bit.
Is that the executive maintenance mark of the day?
Let's give it, Rick.
That's Collier Dawkins.
Collier Dawkins gets the mark of the day.
Tough inside midfielder, but can also go forward at 193 centimetres. Huge player in the midfield and pretty aggressive forward, as we just saw then.
I've liked his final series. And he sprayed that to the left, through for another behind.
That brings the score to 14-13-97 to 3 goals, 3-21 on the NG scoreboard. 21 minutes gone on the Technica time clock.
Rick.
Well, bit of a scrum over on the defensive 50. And we'll have a free kick out of side. Gippsland Beck loses it. They've just got all the answers, Oakley. O'Neill, or that was Rowbottom. Gets it out to Golds. Golds to Rowbottom, and they work it inside 50. Ball comes to ground. R2, you hear the call. But he goes to banana bender and slams it through. Bosun Vilagi gets his first for the day. And this is a runaway victory.
Raise the bat, boys. They've officially got over 100 points in a final. 15-13-103 plays 3 goals, 3-21 on the NG scoreboard. 22 gone on the Technica time clock. This has been a really dominant performance from Oakley.
Been pretty good. Makes for a tantalising match next week against the Dandenong Stingrays, the grand final. Don't have a time yet, but it's next Saturday, the 22nd, from Icon Park. Collier Dawkins kicks up forward, and the mark is taken by Matt Day.
Relatively quiet game for Matt Day with just the 9 disposals, but lining up for his second goal, and he's always dangerous in that forward half.
Day comes in.
Collier Dawkins has had a huge final couple of minutes, 26 disposals for the day, 8 in this final quarter.
Here he comes, Matt Day. Kicks, got a bit of right to left bend on that. Nice bit of in-swing. And that's his second goal of the day.
That's correct, and that brings them on to 16-13-109 to play 3 goals, 3-21 on the NG scoreboard.
And how long we got to go?
23 minutes gone on the Technica time clock, so 2 minutes left, and clearly Oakley are going to be a 2018 grand finalist in the TAC Cup.
Out they go, Gippsland caught high, Austin Hodge. Hodge kicks up forward, Isaac just gets a fist to it. Oakley, they've got a heap of numbers, but they haven't got the footy. Now they get it out through row bottom. They're on the march again, Golds gets it over to Pacina Valagi. He just got the ball on a string, just dances around them. Kicks into the top of 50. They're claimed, they're dispossessed. It's an advantage. It goes over to the big ruckman in Wraith, and he just goes wallop. Another goal to the Chargers. And
that brings them on to 17-13-115 to 3 goals, 3-21 on the NG scoreboard. About 30 seconds left on the Technica time clock. Stunning performance from Oakley.
I reckon you'll just get away with it, Rick, before the rain comes. I don't know if you can hear me yet.
Breeze is still pretty strong.
Some big black clouds just to the west. Dersma, Ross, and there it is. There it is. She's all over. And the Oakley Chargers, in one of the more powerful displays you will ever see. The final score 17-13, 100 to 3 goals, 3-21, 94-point victory to the Oakley Chargers. And
11 individual goal scorers for the Oakley Chargers. So once again proving that they have many avenues to goal and many midfielders that can deliver the ball to these forwards. Dylan Williams kicking 4 goals. Jake Gasper kicking 3 goals. 2 goals to Matthew Day and singles to Riley Collier Dawkins, Noah Anderson, James Rowbottom, Matthew Rowell, Noah Answorth, Artu Bonsenavalagi, Bailey Wraith and Jack Ross. And for the Gippsland Power, all their goals coming in the final term, 2 goals to Caleb Sarong and 1 to Noah Gown.
all right, what's it like out there, Rick?
I've never been to Alaska, Crooksy, but I'd be liking it to this. It is freezing.
On a scale of 1 to Ballarat, what would you say?
Yeah, Ballarat's pretty close.
Who have you got lined up for us to have a chat to?
I'll grab them in a minute.
Just some key stats that I can go through really quickly. Disposals 375 to 228 for the match in favour of Oakley. Tackles 48 Oakley to 63 Gippy Power, so it just shows they tried hard all day but were beaten by a better side. And surprisingly enough, Oakley 29 inside 50s to Gippsland's 32, which is a surprising stat, but obviously Oakley made the most of every opportunity that they had.
As it gets a bit darker and the wind gets up, the Oakley guys just hardly the centre half forward. He's going to make his way over there.
It's been a tough day.
And so next week we look forward to. It's been a reasonably one-sided final series. No games. Probably the closest margin's been about 30 or 40 points right throughout, except for that first wildcard game where Calder and Geelong was a point the difference in that game. It was a beauty, but since then it's been pretty tough as Rick makes his way over. We'll just see who he's going to have a chat to before the rain comes.
possibly. Joe Aiton Delaney finished with 32 touches, Ross 29, Golds 26 and Collier Dawkins 26.
Here we go. Who you got with you, Rick?
Rick, come over and have a chat.
Who you got, Rick?
All right, Joe Aiton Delaney, mate, how's it feel being in the grand final?
Oh, it's absolutely terrific. The boys really fought hard today and all season, and it's good to see the hard work's finally paying off. Really good.
And you come out, got 5 goals to no score in that first quarter. How did that feel?
Yeah, really good. I mean, we pride ourselves on coming out hard and putting the game to bed pretty early, and that's what we tried to do, and then it was good to see we could carry that through for the rest of the game.
And it was fair to say Gippsland were a bit down on their best today, but you took advantage of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, they like to play along the boundary, so we tried to maximise that basically and try and cut the ball off pretty easily and then open up the corridor, which we did, and it was really good.
And you've got a lot of options to go through the midfield, your team?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the best part about it. It's so versatile. So many people can play different positions. That's why I think the connection between our group's really good, and that's probably the most important thing.
All right, good on you. Go and enjoy your win, and I'll get you to grab Gaspar. Yeah. Thanks, Joe.
Good on you, Rick. And we're just going to
grab it, Joe.
Thank you very much.
There's Rick. It's falling apart at the seams.
Wind's bloody terrible down there.
He's got Jake Gaspar.
First, mate. Oh, mate.
How you going down there?
Losing everything. I'm going to blow away. Jake, great win. How did the forward line work today?
We worked well as a unit. It's pretty good. Like, it's not all about a few of us. Like, we just try and share the load around.
All right, and you've got for the second week in a row, goal kickers like yourself, Dylan Williams. You've got plenty of options down there.
Yeah, we're pretty fortunate. We've got a massive. There's about 5 or 6 of us that kick bags on a given day. So yeah, it's pretty lucky to have that tight-knit group.
And how did you handle the wind? It was pretty difficult when they were bombing it into the forward 50 with the breeze.
Yeah, we just kind of had to adjust our starting positions and then obviously work with that. And it was good. It was a good 4-quarter effort, and the scoreboard obviously showed it. So
congratulations on the final series so far and getting into the grand final, Jake.
Thank you very much.
Good on you, mate. The boys are crying out. They're freezing in the huddle.
Telling you another 3 interviews, Rick. Okay, Rick, I feel for you. Just I'll run you through our mark of the day. Went to Collier Dawkins, the executive maintenance, and a shout out to Matt and his dad and the Cox family who are in the Royal Melbourne Hospital. So look after yourselves in there, guys. Our goal of the day went to Jake Gaspar, and our votes. I'll kick him off. I gave 1 to James Rowbottom. Thought he was just, look, they had a million of them really, but Rowbottom 1. I gave Charlie Whitehead 2.